we'll make it go live, but you guys just do your thing. Okay, you good?
Go ahead, Bob.
Okay, we're live. It's April 6th of 2020. It's 7 p.m. planning board time, and the town is closed, and therefore this meeting is being held via Zoom teleconference. A recording of the proceedings will be available at the town's YouTube channel, accessed through town's website, www.suttonmass.org. All right. Our first, to start the meeting, I'd like to make a statement. Good evening. This Sutton of the Sutton Planning Board is being conducted remotely, consistent to Governor Baker's executive order on March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. While still ensuring public access, this order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Therefore, further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. You can find the order posted on the town's website. Regardless of our inability to meet in person, it is our intent to ensure continued transparency and the ability of the public to at least view the actions of our board. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. Tonight's public meeting will not feature public comment. For this meeting, the Sutton Planning Board is convening by Zoom teleconference as specified on the legally posted agenda. Please note that this meeting is being recorded. Accordingly, please be aware that others may be able to see you, and you take care not to screen share your computer. Anything you broadcast may be captured by the recording. Thank God. That's done. The first item of business for the planning board is to have one person that will sit in as our full member, and that's going to be Kyle. And if we have an alternate also present, that's William Talcott, if we need him. Let's see. I think that's everything that I need. The first item on the agenda is a Plan A form for 335 West Sutton Road, and it recreates one new lot at 335 West.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to share that plan to the meeting screen so everybody can see it. Okay, Form A plans do not require public input, but we want to make sure, again, because of transparency, that everybody knows what the board is doing. So what this plan shows is the creation of one new lot on West Sutton Road. The current address of this property is 335, I believe, West Sutton Road.
Yep.
And this just creates one conforming lot adjacent to 351 West Sutton Road. I have gone through the checklist, and the engineer has made some revisions, and the plan is now fully compliant with our regulations. So it's ready.
I have a copy of the plan here that you sent over to me, Jen. So if someone on the board makes a motion, I can. I'll take a motion to accept this Form A.
I, Kyle Bergeson, make a motion to accept the Form A plan.
Thank you, Kyle. Need a second.
I, Mike O'Gagan, second that motion.
Okay. Any further discussion?
Mr. Chairman, do you have the date on that plan?
Sure.
It looks like March 18th, 2020, Bob.
March 18th, 2020, correct.
Thank you so much. So to
Any further?
approve the plan showing one new lot on West Sutton Road dated 3/18/20, that motion was by Kyle, the second by Mike. Now we just need the roll call vote, Mr. Chairman.
I have to call everyone to call out, so Mike Hagan, how do you vote?
Yes.
Thank you. Kyle?
Yes.
All right. Wally?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes.
And Bill doesn't vote because he's an alternate. Correct, Jen?
Yep, just your vote, Mr. Chairman.
And I vote yes. So all those in favor, it's a 5-0-0. I'll sign that and I'll bring it over to Town Hall tomorrow, please. Nice job. Okay. At second public hearing was a proposed change of our bylaws, and this hearing has been canceled. Just because we have to put it sometime in the distance. We don't know how far it's going to be in the distance, but it'll probably be into May sometime.
Or June.
Or June, but for right now, we don't have a date. We typically have a date. What else do we have here? We have a public hearing that's continued on a retreat lot, but that's scheduled for 7:20. So we have to watch the clock, unfortunately. And I haven't got a clock here to know what time it is. So how much time do we have?
That's okay, Mr. Chairman. It's 7:13. If you want to take care of the minutes and we can discuss any filings and the correspondence, we can do that in the meantime.
Okay. You should have a copy of the minutes from the March 23rd Planning Board meeting. And if one of the board members wants a motion to accept, I'll take that.
I, Kyle Bergeson, will make a motion to accept the minutes for March 23rd, 2020.
Thank you, Kyle. Need a second?
Paul, second.
Thank you, Scott. Any further discussion, any corrections? Hearing none, I have to do a roll call on this. Mike Hagan,
Yes.
Kyle?
Yeah.
Wally,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
and Bill Talcott. May as well weigh in.
I wasn't there, I don't think so.
All right, I hope you get to read them. They look good. Okay. And I'm yes, present, and I accept the minutes. So I'll sign those and send those off to Town Hall tomorrow also. Again.
Okay, so there were no filings. I want to go over one piece of correspondence that I emailed you and I added to your Google Drive probably about 10 minutes ago. And that is an update from KP Law regarding one of several new pieces of legislation signed by the governor on Friday. The one that I sent to you is of most interest to you, although I will forward the other ones to you as well. And the information we're talking about is legislation that affects public hearings, it affects permits that the board typically issues, and what we need to do and can do while the state of emergency is in place. As I've noted in past meetings, the recommendation of council is whenever possible to have applicants agree to continue their hearings or not open their hearings until we can have in-person public hearings. It just ensures the best potential public participation. And consistent with that recommendation, the legislature has seen fit that that's that is a proper position to take. So this legislation includes things like that where a law says a hearing has to start within a specific period of days for special permit, for conservation, that's within 21 days, that those deadlines are suspended now until up to 45 days after the end of the state of emergency. So now the board does not have to hold public hearings when if they're not comfortable that a majority of the public or public will have complete public access to a hearing. They do have the ability, the law does cover and has already covered in past acts, that you absolutely can hold hearings by teleconference and they're defensible. It's just that if the board feels that that's not the best way to do something on a particular hearing, that you don't have to do that. The other thing is if you have a hearing in process, which we do, the next item is a hearing in process, you can push that out again till up to 45 days past the state of emergency. So you'll get to decide what you want to do on those things. The applicant on the next issue has already agreed to a continuance into May, and then we'll see where it goes from there. And then one of the other interesting things this legislation does, besides reinforcing that you still maintain the ability to hold hearings if you want to, but also that you should continue to hold public meetings that don't necessarily afford public input, is, it just goes over your ability, how you need to do that to make sure you have the most transparency. But you can't revoke things that are under a deadline right now. The deadlines get pushed, and it still allows you to issue decisions on permit applications and undertake standard administrative stuff like the Form A plan that we just signed. That is not a public hearing matter. That's standard administrative stuff. Soon, hopefully, Wedgewood Farm will be coming in with their final plan to be signed. We can still do those kind of things. That's, I believe, the board's intention, unless you tell me otherwise, which is to put public hearings where we can, but to keep going with standard administrative stuff, to not bog down everything, at least where we can still maintain public input when that's necessary and appropriate. So unless you tell me otherwise, all hearings are going to get pushed as far as I can push them, and everything else we'll still try to keep going and take care of that doesn't require or need public input.
Good news. We're almost in business.
So if you're calling, then that's how I'll handle things. Otherwise, you just need to let me know.
Okay,
Sounds good.
good job, Jen.
So now you just need to talk for 1 minute and then we're good to go.
Good enough. And I'm assuming, like you needed that, assuming that we're gonna not adjourn to at least May 18th.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking at for now. That gives us time when we get to the beginning of May to move it again if we have to. But we won't be having these conferences earlier than that.
No, unless something administrative comes up that's of a pressing nature, we'll skip our second April meeting and we'll just go to our May meeting, which was currently scheduled for May 18th.
Okay.
The selectmen are going to discuss tomorrow night whether they move town meeting off of May 11th, so stay tuned for that. But we're still going to be continuing to May 18th. We're going to try to stay as consistent with the agenda we've had posted, or the meeting schedule we have posted, as close as we can, just so it eliminates confusion.
Okay, good.
All right, it's 7:20.
7:20, we had a public hearing continued for a retreat lot common driveway at number 82 8 Lots Road, and the applicant has asked to be continued without comment until May 18th at 7:05, first item on our agenda. So I need us to make a motion to grant that continuance.
I, Kyle Bergson, make a motion to continue 82 8 Lock Road to May 18th at 7:05.
Thank you, Kyle.
I, Wally Baker, second the motion.
Thank you, Wally. I have to get a roll count, so if you don't mind, Mike.
Yes.
Okay, Kyle,
Yes.
Wally,
Yes.
Scott,
Yep.
and Will. William?
Oh,
Okay, and as a chairperson, I put down yes. So that passes unanimous until 5:18 at 7:05 PM. I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you, Michael. Need a second.
Second.
Thank you, Scott. I have a second. And all those in favor with a roll call. Mike Gagan,
Yes.
Kyle?
Yeah.
Wally?
Yes.
Scott?
Sure thing.
And Bill?
yes, Brady Bunch.
There you go. And I'm a definite yes, so over and out.
Thank you all.
Have a good one.
See you over, Scotty.